Hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing good. I do. I sure do. So, it is officially another edition of Throwback Thursday. And this is a series that Karen Ann MUA has, she started this a while ago, and she is starting it back up again, and she has graciously decided to include Jeannie over at Unfiltered 50s and yours truly, moi. So we have been having so much fun every week, coming up, deciding on different palettes each week, or different looks or ideas and stuff like that, and bouncing the ideas off of each other and kind of planning out from there. So this week we are all using Too Faced palettes. Now, I don't have many Too Faced palettes, which I didn't realize. But then I remembered, yeah, I had the Too Faced chocolate palette and I had the Too Faced peach palette. But I ended up giving them away. And that's only because I ended up getting the dupes from Makeup Revolution. And I think I did looks, side-by-side looks. I'll go see if I can find that video. I will link it up here with a side-by-side look of one eye I did the actual Too Faced palette, and the other eye I did the dupe from Makeup Revolution. Yeah, so they were awesome. The dupes were great. So I kept the dupes and I passed along my Too Faced palettes. So I do have the Palm Springs Dream palette by Too Faced. So that's the one I am going to be using today for Throwback Thursday. Now, go grab a snack, something to drink. Cheers. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into this video. Now, make sure that at some point I will have, go check out Jeannie's video, go check out Karen's video. They will also have looks with Too Faced palettes. So hopefully, the whole point generally of the Throwback Thursday is to remind you of some of our older palettes and to give you some ideas to bring it to new life. Go grab it, go pull them out, go pull out some of those older ones, because gosh knows I've got some old ones, but my old ones that I first started off with a couple of years ago are like really cheesy. But I actually may pull out like some of those and just do like a look just to remind myself how bad it was. But either way, so yes, go breathe new life into some of your older palettes, definitely, and enjoy them. Show them some love because they miss you. But at the end of my video, you will see Karen Ann MUA and Jeannie over at Unfiltered 50s. They will each have their own bobblehead at the end of my video. I will also link their channels down below in my description box. Okay. Now, so last week I did my Get Ready With Me. My last week's Throwback Thursday. And when I was doing my eye looks close up, I sped those up a little bit. So I had a chipmunk voice. And when I was watching the video back with you guys, I almost peed myself from laughing so hard. It was hysterical. So I think I may do that again this week. Just because it was so much fun. I know a lot of times when I speed things up a little bit, I usually don't put sound to it. But last week I just decided to keep my voice in there as just like a goof to make y'all laugh. And it just was so much fun. I was laughing so hard. And then my son came over and he's like, Mom, are you okay? I showed him what I was laughing so hard about. And he started laughing really hard. So it was super duper fun. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to do it this time. And I'll make sure that I keep the sound on this week again. Okay, so, the palette. Let's get into this. This, as a reminder, this is the Too Faced Palm Springs palette. Now, I do not reach for this palette very often. I have not really had the best luck with it. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's just not my favorite. Oh, excuse me. My favorite. But I'm going to dive back into it this week and see if I can learn to like it again. And of course, cheers. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this lighter shade right here. And I've already done my base foundation and some color and highlighting or contouring and stuff like that. I'm using the Marc Jacobs eye primer that I just got from my Boxy pop-up. So if any of you got that, I'm in love with it. So if you got it, pull it out, give it a try. Like I said, I'm completely in love with it. Okay, so here's this lighter shade. I'm just gonna coat all over my eyelid. All right. It's going on nice and smooth. Now, as I usually do, I will do one eye on camera and one eye off camera. That way, this does not end up a super duper 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 long video. Okay, so I've got that base on. Now, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go into some neutral shades, some of these browns. I'm going to put this in as a transition shade here, but then I'm going to add some pops of color. And I'm going to play with some of these shimmers. Yeah. Let's see how this comes out. And like I said, I really, really, really hope that I end up liking this palette more than I have in the past. All right, I'm going in very lightly with this brown because
I don't want the transition shade too dark. Now, if I was doing an all neutral eye look, which you guys know I love me my neutrals.
I do like the browns in here. Ugh, let me get my hair out of.
Yeah, I do really like the browns in here. And the other thing I'm finding is that my idea of what I thought was a really good eye primer
isn't. I've definitely found and seen a difference in some different eye primers that I use. This Marc Jacobs one is really, really good. And
I am not having any problems at all with my latest shadows and colors blending or being patchy or anything. Now, as we've talked before about lid space, I do not, you know, from right here to right here, I do not have the best lid space. So when I'm doing my transition shade, I like to relax my eye and then fill in some of the color up here so that I can see, obviously,
that the color is high enough on my eye. And sometimes I need to go back and add a little bit more.
But when I am going back, adding a little more, I keep my eye relaxed and I add it where I need to. I just dab it on very lightly and leave a very small space on my brow line to add a highlight. And then I just blend it out. Okay, now as you can see, I definitely went a little darker in my crease on this one. But that is only
because I'm kind of using my transition shade also as my crease shade. I'm just deepening that up a little bit.
And obviously going darker in my crease. But still using the same color. And it's just not blended out as much in my crease.
Okay, now I'm going to go in with this really, really deep brown right here. And I'm going to put that in the corner. Ooh, itchy. I feel like having my hair down is really like making everything on my face itch.
Now this is a really dark color. I don't know how the pigment's going to go on, so I want to be very careful initially. Alright, this is okay. Better to start out light than to start out with too much and have to, you know, draw it back. And I always dab it on the outside and then blend it from there because I want the most color right on the outside corner.
This looks almost like the look I did with the cargo palette. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my big fluffer brush.
And do some bulk blending.
Okay, I am going to add a little bit more on that outer corner to deepen it just a tad more because I want a little more dramatic. Because I am going in with some really bright glittery color accents. So I want the look to be more balanced. Okay, there we go. now let's wet this brush. Okay. Now I have a very small bottle of this Too Faced Peach Mist, and that's what I've been using lately to wet my brushes. And forgot to grab a stiffer brush. So instead, after I wet it, I just kind of reshape the brush so it gets a little stiffer, as Karen calls them, her stiffy brushes. Cheers. Okay, so let's see how this pop of color is going to work out. All right, I'm going to go with the bright pink. All right, the wet brush is picking it up okay.
Let's see how she goes on. Not as good as I thought she would. Let me try a little more. This is like it's kind of like a cross between shimmer and glitter. It's not as smooth as a shimmer, like and buttery as a shimmer would be, but it's not as chunky and goopy as a glitter would be. So it's kind of weird figuring out how to work with it.
Okay. Now usually I go in on the corner with a lighter shade, but I'm going to wet my brush a little bit more. And I'm going to try okay. So initially I did this bright pink here, so I'm going to try to go in the corner with this lighter pink and see how my eye likes it. Okay, it's picking up okay.
Oh, that's really not showing at all.
Yeah, it almost looks exactly like the other one. I mean, I guess it looks a little lighter. I don't know. Now, the only problem at this point is the fact that this palette does not have a really big, like a light shimmer.
To work with as far as like the brow line and stuff, so I am going to dip in a little bit to another palette to lighten this up a little bit. I'm going to put a dab in here. Maybe I like that more.
Yeah, I kind of like that more. Okay. Let me go back in with the bright pink. And bring it up a little bit to kind of really cover up that other pink. Okay, I'll blend that out in a minute when it dries. Okay, so there's that.
It'll dry in a minute and I'll blend it a little bit more, but
okay, I'm gonna sign off for a minute and do the other eye. I'll be back. Hello, hello. I'm back. So, okay.
I did my mascara, the other eye, touched up my lippy, and I did some white eyeliner on my waterline, and then I did the pink shimmer on my underneath my
I'm not thinking straight right now. Okay, on my lower lash, my lower line, I did the pink, and then I softened it up just a tad with the lighter brown. But it kind of made the pink disappear and made it look all brown, so I had to go back in, but I did have to wet, this is the brush I use for my lower lash line. It's a very, it's, you know, rather stiff, and I wet it. I tried to do it dry with the pink shimmer, with this darker one here. It wasn't cooperating. It just would flake off like a glitter chunks. So I did wet this brush. Now, just a little tip. One thing that I do every now and then, especially when I'm, you know, kind of wetting multiple brushes and stuff like that, and I usually keep it like on my makeup table and stuff like that, but I use a cap, like a short, wide cap for, you know, anything, my sprays, my makeup, whatever I got it from. And I put a few sprays of setting spray inside here, so that way I'm able to dip my brush into it, and not try to, I mean, especially when you're dealing with such a little brush, it's kind of hard to spray it directly without the spray going everywhere. So yeah, that's another little tip. If, you know, you want to use that. Also too, these little babies here, the like 80s eyeshadow, they're not even brushes, the eyeshadow Splendies. These babies are making a comeback, y'all. But I've heard, so I stopped throwing mine away, but I heard they actually are great for, you know, under your lash line and stuff like that. So don't throw yours away. I'm still experimenting with the ones I have. I'm going to obviously try them wet and dry and stuff like that. See if, you know, what I think of them, stuff like that. But I'm going to use my Ciate Vacay, Everyday Vacay setting spray. It's moisturizing. It smells so good, like coconuts and stuff. I love that. And it doesn't make my skin too dewy, but I've been using more of a matte foundation, and I go between, I just got a new Born This Way matte foundation, and I also have Becca matte foundation, and I've been going between those two. I can't decide which one I like better, but I actually love them both. I am going to do a video though. Let me know what you think. Battle of the matte foundations. I'm going to do the Becca on one side and the Too Faced Born This Way on the other side. And we're going to see if you can tell the difference. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, what do we think of this palette? I mean, I kind of feel like it's just a neutral look. I mean, that pop of color isn't really standing out. Like, this pink definitely looks a lot, it's got a lot more wow in the pan than it does on my eye. What do you think? Don't you agree? I mean, there's like this bronzy gold and this gold right here. I could have used those, but I wanted to try to add some color. And there's really no other... I didn't feel like this orangey would go good with the pink. I feel like the orangey and the peach would go better with the teal. Maybe I'll do that look one day and see how I like it. I don't know. I don't know. But I do like it with the pink on the under eye. I don't know. So, bring my palette back to life. Again, the Too Faced Palm Springs Dream. Now, we did get this a while back in Boxycharm, so I'm sure a lot of you have this. Pull this baby out. Go play with it. And you know what? Send me your looks. Send them to me on Instagram. My Instagram is down in the description box. Go do some looks with this palette and then send them to me on Instagram. And I'll feature you in a video. And maybe I will do the peach and teal colors, the orangey and teal, in another look and feature you guys with additional looks. How's that? I love doing that. So yeah, go pull out this palette, bring it back to life, and then send me your looks. Just take a screenshot, just take a selfie, click, click, and send it to me on Instagram. And that's what we'll do. I'll include all of your looks in another video that I do where we get ready together. I know I did that a while back. But maybe I'll start incorporating that concept with our Throwback Thursdays. What do you think? Okay, cool. That is it. I'm not going to babble any longer. I hope you had fun with my helium voice. Giggle, giggle, giggle. I love watching the video back now when I do that. It's just, I find it hysterical. But, yeah, definitely let me know your honest opinion on my look. I think it goes pretty good with my eyes. With the green. I mean, it's just, it's still really not my favorite palette. But if you guys will join in, we can do another look together. Let's do it. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. Love chit-chatting with you. And, yeah, definitely, if you have not seen Karen's Throwback Thursday yet, go pop over to her. And Jeannie's Throwback Thursday is following mine here. So, go to hers. You can just click right on her bobblehead at the end of my video and go right over to her channel and watch her premiere. And then go hit up Karen after if you missed her premiere earlier. So, don't forget, we are going to continue doing these every Thursday. And right now, the plan is, I think, 6:30 and 7. I think that's the times we're all doing our premieres back to back. I think so. Because another friend of ours has a live every Thursday night. So we don't want to. At 8 o'clock. Jessica Vargas. So later on at 8 o'clock, when you're done with these, go on Jessica Vargas's live. I will link her channel up here too. But yeah. Okay, that's it, really. No more chit-chatting. I love you guys. Thanks as always. I love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will talk to y'all soon. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.